time. We YoTV, we back in.
Youth culture, youth voices, youth power, coming at you.
What's happening? We YoTV out here.
Before we go any further, I have to big up the magazine. Youth Outlook.
Youth Outlook, chronicle of young people's lives in the Bay Area.
Known all over the Bay and beyond.
Got a lot of good stuff for you this time. Yo!
Hi, I'm Brenda.
Hi, what's going on, people? I am Donnie, of course.
And our next clip takes place here in City Hall.
Yeah, say if you've been in juvie or in jail like Brenda here has, of course. We're not going to go into that. And you don't have the means to further your education. Back on Track is a program that can help you do that, so check it out next on YoTV.
So Back on Track is a reentry initiative that we created in my office. My name is Kamala Harris. I'm the San Francisco District Attorney. And it is about basically focused on 18 through 24-year-old first-time offenders and bringing them into a very comprehensive structure that is a public-private partnership around getting them job training, around parenting support, around what they need in terms of structure so that they won't reoffend. The reality is that we know in California we release about 120,000 prisoners a year from our state prison system. Within 3 years of their release, about 70% of them reoffend. No graduation would be complete without valedictorians. And those are the people that have been chosen to just give us a little sense of what it's been like to have this experience. Anne, will you come on up?
So when I first got in Back on Track, I thought it was going to be easy because my lawyer really didn't tell me a whole lot about it. And so I came in under the impression that I was just not to touch dope, which I thought was going to be easy because I had already decided in jail not to do so, because my sister told me that if I went back to jail, she wouldn't speak to me while I was in there, and everybody knows me that she's my pride and joy, so I did that. But it wasn't as easy as my lawyer had tried to make it out to seem. Like, it's real tedious having to call and leave voicemails and go see people once a week, and regardless of what anybody say or how easy the program is or anything like that, they lying. They didn't do it. They didn't do it right because it was hard. I had temptations every day. There was times during my time on Back on Track that I was homeless, didn't have nowhere to lay my head, didn't have no food, and all that was new to me because when I was outside and I was doing what I was doing, money came fast and money came easy. I had people, after being on Back on Track, offer me dope to sell rather than $10 to eat. I took the chance that Back on Track gave me, even though a lot of people don't think it's a chance, and made it out to my benefit. Now I can open my group home when I want to because I won't have no felonies to stop me.
One of our main partners is Goodwill Industries, and so they do the case management piece. So literally what happens is the offender is caught on the corner for selling drugs to an undercover officer. We charge them with a crime because they were committing a crime. They have to come in and plead guilty. They go before the judge. If they're eligible, the judge will say, well, you can go the normal route or you can go into Back on Track. What do you want to do? People who graduated today said, I want to go into Back on Track. Then the next step is they go and they meet their case manager over at Goodwill. And they have to fill out a personal responsibility plan. That's what we call a form that we've created that says, okay, where are you in terms of your education? Where are you in terms of job skills? Do you have any? Or what kind of job skills would you like to develop? Are you a parent? What are we doing about getting you into parenting classes so we can make sure you're being the best parent you can be? Where are you living? What's your housing situation? What's your financial situation? Credit and all of that. We look at all of that. Do you have a driver's license? If you do not speak English as a first language, do you speak English at all? And should we get you into and enrolled in ESL classes? We create the personal responsibility plan, and then they take that plan and they show it to a judge every other week, and they show the judge the progress they've made towards the goals that they worked out with their case manager. And next, our other valedictorian is Sean Millard.
I'm not good with words, so I had to write it down first. Just a story of how I came into Back on Track. I was arrested for a hand-to-hand sale of marijuana to an undercover officer, and you know, was on my way to jail, and just thinking, man, my life's over. Forget about it. Forget about school. Forget about the future. Going to jail. When I finally saw the judge, she mentioned back on track, and I thought, anything but jail. You know, but several months went by. It was going really good. I was doing great for like 6 months. And then, you know, I got a new CJS, and I started, you know, screwing around, thinking, hey, this program's so easy, I'll just wing it, you know, and then turn around one day and I'm on my way to being terminated, really close. So, you know, I was just, lost my job, I was broke, lost everything, and then finally I just told the judge, told everybody, I said, look, this is how it's happening, it's not working right, you know, and so they pretty much said, here, this is how you're going to have to do it. And if you don't do it this way, then you can go to jail, you know, pretty much. That's your only choice. I've been in the program, well, about almost 19 months, you know, a lot longer than a lot of you guys are expecting to be in the program, and probably a lot shorter than some of you guys might be in the program. So you know, it's not easy, you know, it's tough. It's you know, they wouldn't offer it to you if it was easy.
We're going to talk about baby mamas, and she's going to tell you about it right here. Go ahead.
B-A-B-Y-M-A-M-A. This goes out to all my baby mamas. This goes out to all my baby mamas. I'm Jesselyn, aka Jessa. What's important to me is my son, because I spent 40 weeks fat, stretch marked up, and miserable. So my beautiful son's name is Messiah Franklin. He's a part of me. He's a part of my soul. When you're pregnant, you have like a whole 42 weeks to comprehend that you're pregnant, but I didn't even realize it until like after he was born. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a mother. And I still say that, like, oh my gosh, I'm 17 years old and I'm responsible for somebody's life, like for someone's morals, for someone's, like, you know, goals. Like, it's actually kind of scary, especially if you know me. You know, no one else is gonna put food on the table or, you know, pay for my schooling except for me. So I work at McDonald's 9 to 5, just temporarily while I'm in school. I started off as doing the drive-thru, like giving the food. Now I'm a cashier. I work the front, and I have to smile a lot and act really perky towards the customers. So sometimes it's hard, sometimes I'll be like falling asleep because, you know, you gotta stand for like 8 hours. Before he was born, I liked to hang out with my friends, just, you know, regular teenage stuff, like go to the mall and act crazy, bonfires and stuff. You know, you can't really do that with a kid. Woo, that is definitely like, that's definitely like a no-no. Don't do it. If you're in foster care, keep your legs closed or be on birth control, because it's really hard, because there's not really a place you can go, like if you're pregnant in foster care, maybe a foster home, but then it's still really hard. So you'll probably go to a group home, and that's where I went. I got put in foster care when I was 15, and like other than that, I grew up in a home, went to like private school, like was just like your, I guess, average girl. And then so when I got put in foster system, everything changed because I didn't have any parents. The state of California was like the role, like played the role of my parents. So Messiah's dad is great. He's really good with Messiah. He's there for me and Messiah, emotionally, financially. He's older than me, like by 10 years. He didn't know how old I was. I lied to him. He takes Messiah a couple of days a night. I mean, a week. A couple of days a week. Overnight. But for the most part, like the cooking, the cleaning, the washing of his butt, I do that. I'm definitely gonna try to be there more for him than my mom was for me. Not saying that she neglected me, but she used to tell me, Justin, I'm not your friend, I'm your mother. But I guess I'm gonna have a friendly relationship with him. I want him to, you know, tell me not everything, but details of his life. Like, I want to know who his friends are and, like, you know, what their parents do, and like, I want him to be able to go out and have fun and party and go on play dates and stuff. Messiah, come here. When I finish college, I want to be an RN nurse. I want to own a house one day, possibly get married. I'm afraid of commitment though.
We're standing here in front of 850 Bryant.
And if you think cutting class only affects you, you're wrong. It affects your parents too.
Yes, it does, and they just had a press conference here where they talked about how they're going to start handling truancy a lot differently, so check it out next.
One of the biggest areas of concern and impact, we believe, that is relevant to a lot of our ethnic communities is the issue of public education and what is happening in terms of our ability to get meaningful and quality education to those communities. And in particular, we have become very concerned with the number of young people who are simply not attending school. And we are concerned with that for a number of reasons. But most particularly, as far as I'm concerned, it is a public safety issue. When children are not educated or go without an education, they diminish the ability they have for opportunities to be productive. One of the first things that we did in our collaboration is set up this mediation system. And the mediation relates first to the school district working alone with the parent and the student. And then I assigned prosecutors, lawyers in my office who normally are in courtrooms prosecuting cases, DAs, to actually attend the meeting so that the parent and the kid would look over and say, who's that? That's a DA. Why is that person here? Because this is a real big issue. And other people are paying attention. And it could be treated as a crime. We're going to take this to the next step. And what I'm going to do is that I'm prepared to say that my office will start to prosecute parents and children for truancy. This issue of children not going to school. Because it's paramount to a crime.
I've had people say, well, isn't this process a little bit too punitive? Well, our goal is not to prosecute people. This is kind of like when a family has an intervention with someone that they love in the family, where you finally get enough people in the family to come together and say, look, we care so much about you that we're not just going to turn the other way. How I view this entire process is really exactly that. By having the prosecutors there, by having other people chime in so that people realize, this is one of those situations where something has to happen, and not tomorrow, but immediately. We've got to do something about it.
We're here at 3rd and Army in Hunters Point where our next story takes place.
Yeah, say you're a young person that doesn't like to go to school. The Truancy Center is a place where you can learn and get credits. Check it out next.
Initially coming to the table with Maria Sue and JPD and MOCJ and all these wonderful entities to talk about truancy in communities around San Francisco, Bayview kept coming up as one of the highest rates in the city.
The Truancy Drop-In Center is built around a theory that we want to meet the youth where they are, academically, socially, and behavior. We address all of those issues, and we provide supports and mechanisms to move them along at the pace, whatever pace they're at, to begin to help them to reconnect with the school district.
I'm Jaquila. I've been here since, the first day of the 19th. Right now, I'm just trying to work on myself to do better. I'm supposed to be a senior, and I'm hoping to take the best of this program. It's very nice. Something to keep me motivated because I got a lot of distractions in my life.
We're set up in 3-week blocks. You get 5 credits for every 3 weeks. Okay, you can get, our program is designed to operate, to serve one individual for 9 weeks. Although we do recognize that over time there's going to be youth that haven't been to school in such a long time that they're going to need to go a little bit longer than 9 weeks. So it's geared to the individual.
It's right here keeping me focused, give me what I need, because I took the wrong steps a lot of times, and I'm doing the best for me.
One of the things that we do is we identify the barriers, the risk, and the needs. And when we identify those things, then we find out why they haven't been going to school. It could be because of economic needs. It could be behavior needs. It could be needs in the family. We work with the whole child. And the unique thing about our center is that we are right across the hall from our Family Resource Center.
Devon, I have been fighting with him for 15 years. Get up, Devon, it's time to go to school. You're going to be late. This school has been open for 2 weeks, and I can honestly say my son has not been late one day. I woke up this morning, it was about 8:30, and I was screaming through the house, Devon, Devon. And the kids looked at me and said, he's gone. And I'm like, he's here in time for breakfast. He's here in time for the enrichment program.
It's the most incredible part. So we've tried all these different things in the city. This is in one place now.
This is the first time anything like this has ever happened in San Francisco. It's the difference in our program. It's a program that's built around what the youth want. It's youth friendly, and like I said earlier, we meet them where they are, and they feel comfortable because when they come here, they're going to be given specific work geared to their age group and geared to their skill set level. And so once we identify that, then they're worked with individually to nurture that whole academic process and move them along.
Right now we're at the Malcolm X Jazz Festival in San Antonio Park, East Oakland, California.
So this is our 6th annual Malcolm X Jazz Arts Festival. It's free to the public. We don't promote it except in the community so that it stays community-based. You know, we don't want folks coming all the way from Berkeley with their lawn chairs or nothing like that. Like, it's for the folks.
My name is Josue Rojas. I'm 25 years old and I am the VE instructor. VE is short for Visual Element, and that's a branch of the Eastside Arts Alliance.
The workshops at Eastside Arts Alliance are free to local youth, so they just got to come and participate. For our class, sometimes there's a waiting list. Sometimes the class is full, so they'll have to sign up and wait till there's a spot available.
I've been with Visual Elements for since 2000, since the year 2000.
I've been with Visual Element for about 6 months now.
I've been like for about a year.
I've been with Visual Element for a couple months.
What we do basically is like mural art, but it's more, all the paint is based like on aerosol technique and style. So it's a very urban culture. It's also a very California like visual language that we're dealing with.
I'm one of the founders of Visual Element. So it was just a little graffiti class. It was here in the East Bay. So along with Fabiana Rodriguez, we like really ramped it up as like a more serious graffiti curriculum.
So I got kids from ages about 13 is my youngest to somewhere around 20, 21. And we basically just tour the Bay and like just do some urban beautification.
And then we also give them a lot of political education so that they can speak on a whole array of stuff, you know.
Visual Element helps kids get the skills they need in order to express different issues that's going on in their community.
I'm fighting for our student rights, like for better education and better supplies.
I think it's like kids should just stand up for their rights, like mostly about education, because the governor is taking away everything.
It's primarily like for poor folks and people of color, that kind of thing. We're trying to give them a voice and empower them by controlling this form of media.
We're just trying to push the skills, you know, we just provide for them like just a platform to express themselves. So they got like not only a wall and a legal space to paint, but the best paint in the world. We get the Montanas and Beltons and, you know, give them the time and space to actually create. And every single time these guys have stepped up, they've represented, they've done something new, they've pushed themselves. style-wise, content-wise, and it's really just conscious, man. I just really, every single time I'm amazed because they're getting better at a younger age.
That your skills get to come up. You come up with your skills. You paint a lot, so you get good automatically. That's the good thing about it.
Just knowing that by going to classes and you just practicing on your skills, that you can get better, and like they have the materials there for you, so it makes it easier for you to experience with different things.
How you get to go to class and sketch and get better, because I'm just new to it and I'm just getting to learn.
Because a lot of graffiti artists, they feel disconnected from society. You know, like, oh, I'm not a part of it, so I'm gonna go out and tag and make a name for myself, and you know, I don't have any responsibility or accountability. But in our workshop, we try to teach them, like, yo, you're a voice for your people. You're a voice, you know, for your community. So you need to speak on stuff that's important to all of us.
So the Beat Within is an organization for incarcerated youths who are able to publish their art and their poetry.
Yeah, and just recently, the Beat published an entire book where they did a reading and a book signing at Modern Times Books in the Mission. So check it out next.
I feel like people get the misconception that once you get out of jail, all your problems is over. Well, you know, you hear people that are in jail all the time say, all I need to do, once I get out, everything is cool. I just got to get out of jail. So it becomes kind of like it's torturous, because that's not the truth. People out here that are paying bills and working every day really hard know that sometimes it's harder to be free than it is to be in jail, because now you have to do everything for yourself and you're responsible for yourself.
Hi, my name is David Innocencio, and I'm the director and co-founder of The Beat Within. The Beat Within is a weekly publication of writing and art from inside Juvenile Hall. This had always been a dream for The Beat, to put together, not necessarily the art. I mean, we get lots of art, but I mean, we're first and foremost a writing program. So we go into these juvenile halls and conduct these writing workshops. And like I said, we're a weekly publication, and that weekly publication could be anywhere from like 60 pages to 80-page weekly. A colleague of ours, Louis Navarre, was the one who approached me in like about a year ago and asked if I was interested in putting a book together. And we talked, and he thought it would be a great idea to put the art, as a first book, put an art book together.
My name is Omar Turcios, and I'm a Beat Within employee now, permanent, and I've been here for 4 years. Young immigrant from Nicaragua, came to San Francisco, and trying to do it big. I'm saying sometimes, like if you trip, sometimes people will say and it come out the wrong way, but when you just take down, like if you sit down and write it, it always comes out, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to say it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But sometimes you can't even say it in words and stuff, because you can't really, some people are not, you know, you can't just talk about your feelings like that. You know, so you want to feel comfortable.
I've existed for 26 years and never have I known a soul that wanted to be incarcerated. That's why when I got released, I had the false feeling of a man that made it. But it was a setup, because being free isn't paradise. Out here, you're expected to give your all and still get treated like a parasite. Sometimes I wish someone would kill me so the misery of my life would no longer be true. But maybe I could transform the things I went through into learning experiences for you. So sure, there's a higher chance of having sex out here, but there's also a higher chance of catching diseases. The epitome of being free is having the night of...
So next up we have a story on a DJ from the Bay Area called DJ Nick.
Yes, you probably heard him spinning at a number of clubs. There's little hip hop, little rock, some mashups, some house music. Really, really awesome, fun stuff to dance to. There you go. So check it out next on YoTV.
What's up, Bay Area? This is DJ Nick, your local Bay Area DJ. I'm there spinning hip hop, house, rock, all your favorite mashups, doing my things on the ones and twos. A mashup is when you could blend two different types of songs, either the a cappella from one song to the instrumental of another, put it together, and you've got a mashup. It's being able to put together music and still have it flow. You're gonna have 2, 3, 4 songs hitting you all at once. This is probably one of the hottest things right now in the club. It's the Vegas style type of music. Obviously, the #1 house song in the Bay Area, even if you're not a house lover, is Bob Sinclair, World Holds On. I get that about 3, 4 times. People say, hey, play that World Holds On song. And these are coming from hardcore hip hop people. So it's good to see that people are really getting into the house. All the top DJs right now in the United States and even in the world, they're using Serato, Scratch Live program. I use vinyls. I still use the Technique turntables. With the vinyl, I've got my laptop, which has all my music on it. It's pretty much based off the MP3s. It extracts all your music from your iTunes and puts it straight onto a laptop, and you're able to put your music from your laptop onto the actual vinyl turntable, and you scratch the vinyl from the PC, which you have, or PC or Mac, and you're able to really give the people what they want in a very high-tech fashion. Social networking is a big part of DJs and promoters like myself. So, you know, I'm on the MySpace, I'm on the Facebook. You know, I grew up in a family where music was a core part of me from day one. Both my parents are immigrants from Jordan, which is in the Middle East, if you don't know where that's at, in between Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Syria. It's right in that region of the area. But both my parents came from there, and so they were very much into the international Middle Eastern type music, and I really picked up on that early on. I learned to play the drums, and that's how I really became musically involved. At the age of 16, I got a fake ID, and I would go to all the nightclubs in Los Angeles, and I would go to these clubs, and there'd be thousands of people, and I'd see the DJ, and I'd want to be a part of it. I'd want to be a DJ, and I wanted to make music my life. I was 21. I bought myself a pair of turntables, and after I started, you know, doing the mixing, I never looked back, and now I'm a full-time DJ. It's a universal language. Music is my language. Music is something that everybody shares, no matter what language you do speak. It brings them all together, and it really helps, you know, show people a good time, and that's what I enjoy most about my job. You know, people, they come to a club, they're there for a reason. They're there to enjoy themselves. At that point, we're all the same. We're all music lovers.
So thanks for tuning in and watching our show, but here's the end.
Yes, we have to leave you guys once again, but don't fret, friends. Check out youthoutlook.org. Check out Yo Blogger. Check out thebeatwithin.org. A lot of cool stuff on those sites. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Bye. This place is so different from my hometown. All these different opinions and voices, and all I do is get wasted now. I miss my mother. And then what would you say if you were on the railroad?
I'd probably be a crazy drunk.
Why are there so many shopping carts in there? This is the shopping cart boneyard, where shopping carts travel many miles, many Costco parking lots. 5 shopping carts. 6.
There's another one right there.
7 shopping carts.